Today I picked a pretty scenic green route for today's video, and that's because today I'm going to be talking about whether e-bikes are the future. Now, if you haven't known, I think recent news, several countries including France, the Netherlands, and even India, they've all been contemplating on eventually banning the sale of all petrol and diesel vehicles by somewhere between the 2030s and the 2050s. Where does electric vehicles come in then? Well, it matters a lot. A lot of people think that, you know, oh, monkeys. Oh, there are monkeys here. Alright, a lot of people, you know, they think, you know, combustion engine vehicles won't go out. You know, they don't think that electric vehicles will, you know, take over totally. Oh, love this place. Where was I? I keep getting sidetracked. Alright. As I was saying, what was I saying again? Yeah. Are electric bikes the future? I have to keep repeating that line. It's not a matter of if, but a matter of when, you know, electric motorcycles, you know, become the norm among the electric bike community. I mean the motorcycle community. Because several countries, as I have said before, are already contemplating eliminating the sales of petrol and diesel vehicles somewhere between 2030 and 2050. Whether it actually happens or not is up for debate, but we are very sure that, you know, it's going to happen sometime soon, possibly even in my own lifetime. And most people will question why would electric motorcycles eventually replace combustion engine motorcycles, you know, when it's for sure that combustion engines will still perform better than electric motorcycles in certain manner. I've got to be so careful of these monkeys. They're just sprawled out all over the goddamn road. And they're staring at me like, I don't know, man. So the question is why? Why would they eventually replace combustion engines? And the answer is that apart from just emissions, electric bikes are just objectively better. Maybe just gonna have some peace and quiet a bit here, rest, enjoy. Anyway, for the most part, electric bikes, it's true, a lot of owners have range anxiety because on a full charge of, you know, a battery, most don't actually get more than, I don't know, 100 kilometers, and that's with current battery technology. And those same batteries can take up to 6 to 8 hours pretty much overnight just to get a full charge. So for most people that ride out of the city and not just for plain commuting purposes like, you know, a lot of riders do, electric bikes aren't very practical. But the thing is, they are eventually going to catch up. Previously, you know, if you went back 10 years ago, people would say electric bikes would never be the mainstay of, you know, public roads where you need to maintain a high speed. They would never get the same kind of performance. You never get the same kind of cost effectiveness as a combustion engine bike. But now it's been proven wrong. You know, the Lightning LS218 is the fastest production motorcycle right now, beating even the Kawasaki H2 And I mean, if you looked at some of the tests, the H2 does beat the LS218, but that's only because the H2 has a 6-speed gear, whereas the Lightning is only limited to a single gear. But you know, electric bikes aren't limited to just one gear. They can be fitted with gearboxes. It's just that, you know, it's not necessary because they put 100% torque, you know, down at any RPM compared to a combustion engine. And if you gave a Lightning a 6-speed gearbox as well, it would definitely beat a Kawasaki H2. Then when it comes to maintenance, I mean, there is absolutely no reason, you know, for the mainstream biking crowd to not want to move to an e-bike in the future. You have to do absolutely almost no maintenance. Right now, the only electric bikes are catered to the performance crowd, like the Lightning, the Energica Ego, Zero motorcycles where they use chain drives. But imagine if you were to give, you know, all the commuter e-bikes, electric motorcycles, a shaft drive, for example. In the future, you would never have to do any oil changes. You would never have to do valve clearances. You would not have to, you know, do a top-end rebuild. You wouldn't have to lubricate your chain, change your chain every, you know, few thousand miles or 100 miles depending on the bike and your kind of riding style. You never have to do any of that. I mean, in Singapore we are a bit more backwards. There is currently no electric motorcycles on the road right now in Singapore, and I have never actually ridden a real electric motorcycle like a Zero myself before, but I am a staunch believer that electric bikes are way better, because I, in a sense, do have my own electric bike. It's just that it's not a full, you know, motorcycle. If you watch one of my previous videos, I have an electric pocket bike that pretty much works the same way. You've got a battery, then you have a controller and a electric motor. So the battery feeds the electric motor and is controlled by a motor controller. Oh, there are warthogs also. And after having, you know, ridden that electric pocket bike for, you know, a year, almost a year now, I'm very confident that they are so much better. I practically have no reason to maintain my pocket bike at all. I just need to charge it if I need to ride it, and then off I go. You know, unlike a, you know, a combustion engine 2-stroke pocket bike where I need to strip down the engine, do work on the piston, and have oil changes once in a while. It's really hard to talk when I'm riding this road because I'm really enjoying this road so much that I can't even, you know, concentrate on what I'm trying to say. And then it's kind of annoying that people come down here and then they just start feeding the monkeys when they are not supposed to feed the monkeys. It's dangerous because what this does is it conditions those monkeys to start moving out to the roads expecting food, and then people that are just driving past will, you know, that are not expecting these monkeys, they'll hit the monkeys and kill them. So to wrap things up, I mean, I'm pretty sure that there will still be combustion engine vehicles, you know, even in the age of electric motorcycles and electric cars. And there are some places where, you know, these vehicles will still apply. So some electric vehicle proponents, they'll say, you know, combustion engines will no longer be around forever, but that's what they said when, you know, the motor car came out. They said that the horses would be obsolete, but horses are still being ridden now in the modern era. It's just that they are not the norm. They still have practical applications in some places. It's the same, combustion engines will still be there, but they will no longer be the norm in the world. So eventually, when the designers fix the issue with charging and battery, look at that. That's beautiful. Do you mind if I stop here a bit? I want to just enjoy the sights. Look at that. This place is beautiful. I hardly ever come to places like this. City life. I'm glad that in Singapore, even though it's so built up, there's very little nature whatsoever. There's still places like this. Anyway, as I was saying, if they manage to figure out the problems with charging and you know, the range on an electric motorcycle, I'm pretty sure that they would hands down take over the motorcycle market, because anybody that owns a combustion engine will tell you that even though it's really simple to just lube your chain maybe once every week, depending on how far you travel, you know, change the oil every couple thousand kilometers, which are very simple things, but I mean, who wouldn't want to not have to do that? Kind of rains a lot in Singapore. It's really annoying as a rider. I mean, if I switch to a electric bike as my real motorcycle in future, I might miss this sound, the sound of the engine, but I don't know, man. I really would like to do my part for the environment, and I think that if in the future Singapore starts getting its head out of its ass and, you know, allowing electric vehicles in for mass purchase and switches from, you know, firing gas for its electricity to nuclear power to supply its electricity, I think that not only will the running cost of a motorcycle be so much cheaper for, you know, riders, even cars too, it will also, you know, help the environment a lot. Honestly speaking, I think electricity provided by a nuclear power plant is going to be far less damaging than a natural gas or coal plant that we so commonly see in Asia. I'm really sorry today about how messy my thoughts are for today's video, because this place is really great. The road out there is really awesome to ride, and the scenery here is so beautiful that I really get sidetracked. And then there's the monkeys and the boars and the wildlife. So, you know, for the rest of you, whatever your opinion on electric bikes, you know, let me know. I'd really like to hear your opinion on this topic. Are you in favor of electric bikes in the future? Would you switch over if you could afford one next time? Or would you rather, you know, steadfastly die with the combustion engine? You know, let me know down in the comments. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, subscribe down below as well. And I'll see you next time. Peace out. Bye bye. God, did you have to ruin a very good day?